Hi, and welcome to the third course in the Google Drive training. We're going to learn how to color, code, organize, and share things inside of your Google Drive. Okay, so you've learned how to access all the tools. You've learned how to upload and create new. So now we want to talk about, hey, how do you organize your Google Drive? Well, you learned about making folders. So of course you can always have your folders labeled and stuff. But what we're going to do today is we're going to right-click on a folder. So we're going to right-click on this 2016 folder right here. So when I right-click, it opens up a whole host of tools for me to be able to use. Now, if it's a document that I want to open and I need like a different app, like if it was some kind of PDF viewer or something like that, then that's how I would be able to open it that way. If I want to share it with somebody, I can click on the share button. Once I click on the share button, a screen will open up, and I have a couple of different options. I can choose get a shareable link. So if I get a shareable link, that means that it will give me a link that I can email, text out, however, post it somewhere, however I want to get it out to people. Okay, you can also change how people can share and view your document. So maybe I want somebody to just be able to view but not edit it, okay? So then I can do off where only specific people can access. Even if you have the link, I can do anyone with a link that can edit it and anyone with a link can view. Okay, and you'll see here there's some more options. If you are a part of an organization, a school, a thing, sometimes it'll have a button here that's just inside your organization. Now you have anyone with a link and specific people. Now this one right here, this option, on public on the web. This means that anybody searching by a keyword could find a document that's in your keyword. So I suggest never actually using on public on the web unless you're doing something that you do want everybody in the world to find and get noticed. If it's something that you're just sharing with, specific groups or groups of people, then you want to do the link, because then anybody that has that link that you've sent that link to can be able to access it. And again, you can change their access by view or edit right here. Okay? And then you just click whatever your settings are. You can say save, and now I've clicked with that setting. Now you can also add people by their names or by their emails. So let me go to add. Okay, so I'm Whitney Patterson. She's a girl in my group. So I may say I'm going to let Whitney edit this document. I'm going to let her either edit or she can view it. Now, when you're sending or sharing something with someone, you can add a note that will show up in the body of the email, notifying them that a document has been shared with them. And so you can add in things on the note. So I might add something like, here is the doc we discussed. Okay, now you can also hit, if you see here where it says advanced, if you can hit advanced, I can choose not to notify people that I'm sharing something. Like, for instance, if you have a folder with your organization that you put a lot of information into constantly, just as a resource for people, then you can click to not have them notified so they're not constantly getting an email or notification every time you add one little thing to the document or the folder. Okay, but you can do that, and then you can select add message, and you can do an optional message. You can also send things to yourself. And the other thing that I want is this box right down here. Prevent editors from changing access and adding new people. If I want to be the only person who chooses who can and can't receive my document, that kind of thing, then I can hit that button and prevent editors and people from adding new people. All right, so I'm just going to cancel out of here now that we're done. All right. So that's how you share a document or a folder. Again, you right-click and you click share. You can also just go ahead and hit shareable link. It covers all the link stuff that we just talked about. All right, so let's say that I have a document and I created it outside of a folder and I want to move it to make my drive a little more organized. What I'll do is, again, I'll right-click on the document that I want. I'll go up here to where it says move to. You're going to select move to. It's going to think for a second. And then you're going to select the folder that you want it moved to. So in this case, I'm going to select 2016, and then I'm going to hit move. Okay, it says moving this will, anybody that this folder is shared with will be able to do this. Okay, so let me point out this icon to you. See this folder right here? It says family paperwork. There's no person in this little folder. So that means that it's not shared with anybody. It's only on my drive. I'm the only one who can access it or see it. If the folder or the document, for that matter, has a little person on it, that means that that's something that is shared. Now, generally, I like to try to color code things that I share so that it makes it a lot more obvious to me. Okay, it also makes me a lot easier for me to find things when they're color coded. So let's learn how to do that. Again, if you right click on the folder or the document, okay, you can come right down here to change color, and you can select a color for your file. And so when you let go, then right there, that little file folder has changed colors. And so things that are alike, like maybe middle school art and visual art 1, I can click on those and I can make them both the purple color so that I know that these are similar types of things. They fall into the same category. So it's just easier for me to organize the things inside my folder. Okay. Another thing that I can do is I can also rename from here. So if I click rename, I can rename a folder or a document. It doesn't change access rights to anybody that it's shared with. It doesn't change anything. That's the great thing about Google, is that you can change names, you can do things constantly, and people don't lose access. Their stuff is automatically updated as well. Now, adding a star. Adding a star is just a way for me to quickly search for something. So like if I use this folder a lot, 2016, it's this year, I might add a star to it. So now when I'm searching, I can go down here and say, okay, hey, I know it's a starred folder because I use it all the time, or hey, I just want to get quickly access to the folder that I know I use a lot. It's starred, so I can select starred, and therefore my folder shows up there. Okay, going back to my... So in continuing to talk about organization, see right here where it says name? If I click reverse sort order direction, that means that instead of things being alphabetical A through Z, they now go Z through A. And so that I can quickly and easily find things that way. Now, if I change my view from my folder view to the file list view, I can change my name by clicking up and down on the arrow. The other way that I can change how it's ordered is by clicking last modified. If I click last modified, I can do last modified by me, okay? Or I could do just last opened by me. And so documents can be set up that way. I like to set things up in ascending order, and I like to do it last modified. And then I also like my grid view, so of course you would click grid view up there. And the last thing that I want to point out is, of course, everything in Google is drag and drop. So if I don't want to have to go through all the right clicking and things like that, and I want to move one document into another, I can just pick it up and drag and drop it. It's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? And I'm going to say, okay. So now that you've learned about organizing, color coding, and sharing, it's your turn to do that.